Okay, so today we're going to talk about something very practical that we all have to deal with as homeschool moms, and that is feeding our kids cheap, easy, and quick and nutritious. So come along and we're going to talk about 5 recipes that you can either make ahead and go ahead and do the hard prep ahead and then implement for under 5 or 10 minutes during the homeschool time so that you can get lunch on the table. So come along and we're going to talk about it. Hi, my name's Amanda from Learning to Level, and today we are going to talk about the practical. And sometimes on this channel, if you're new, we talk about things from a faith-based perspective because I am a Christian. I believe in Christ. I believe that whether we eat or we drink, we should do all things to the glory of God. And today we're going to be talking about eating. What do you know? So if you are new to the channel, come along. I hope you enjoy it. And I am so sorry. I'm going to just check off my glasses because sometimes we got to do that, right? Because, you know, such is life. The glare is real. And so I'm going to walk you through 5 things that you can do that is super quick and super easy. Some of them I have videos for. Some of them I'm going to be making later on while I'm editing. And if I don't have a video, I'll describe something that I have done in the past. Okay, so we are going to jump in. Number 1. Also, these meals are very affordable. We are a 1-income family because my husband works and I homeschool and take care of the kids full time, and I am the homemaker. So because of that, I try to do my part and stretch any of money that comes in and try to make healthy, mostly organic, non-GMO meals. Sometimes, like tonight, we haven't done our Costco run yet, so we were out of organic tortillas. I could have made them sourdough, but honestly, we are in fall planting, and so I am preoccupied. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about are cheap, easy, budget-friendly. I feed 6 people on every given day. So that's normally breakfast, lunch, and dinner, including my husband's lunch boxes. And I have 2 very growing boys. So, and if anyone has boys, you know that boys can eat. And so we do have a younger child, but still a younger boy, but they don't really start picking up until they start getting toward their teenage years. And I also have another child, a girl, who, yes, doesn't eat quite as much, but man, we're starting to pick up that pace. So with that being said, I feed a ton of people. And so today I'm going to talk about 5 recipes, and if you stay till the end, bonus, I'm going to share a very cheap caffeinated drink. I know some people don't do caffeine, but a cheap caffeinated drink that you can make that is actually got some health benefits on the side and is honestly delicious. So yes, let's get into it. Okay, so number 1 is actually what we're going to do tonight for dinner, and this is just bean and cheese burritos. I know that this is something that probably I grew up on. I used to love bean and cheese burritos from like Taco Bell. I know it's not healthy for you. Forgive me. That was before I started doing some healthy choices, but I'm a millennial and I grew up, you know, loving Taco Bell. And yes, so bean and cheese burritos. Now, I can my own black beans. You don't have to. You could make this a little bit longer of a recipe that you prep the night before, and maybe you make a bunch of black beans and shove them in the freezer and thaw them the day ahead. Or if you need to use a can of black beans from the store, any of them are still pretty cheap alternatives because beans are pretty inexpensive. Now, we do use your standard. We order for our cheese from there, which does make it a little bit more pricey, but we like the benefits and the quality of cheese, so we go ahead and get that. And then just tortillas. In this video, you're going to see me add a sweet onion, and you just simply roll it up. On tonight's dinner, because I'm making burritos enough for my whole family, I stuck it on a sheet pan with a piece of parchment paper, shoved it under the broiler, The entire process maybe took me 7 minutes. And then when they came out, we dressed them with some yogurt and guacamole and salsa and hot sauce and some fermented peppers from the garden. Super easy, pretty cheap meal, protein filled, and my family absolutely loves it. And this can be assembled really, really simply, put away, shoved under the broiler, go back to your homeschool lesson in about 5, 10, 15 minutes once the cheese is melted. You come back, you serve, everyone can make their own burritos, however they like it, and then you are ready to go, mom. In homeschool, transitions can be some of the hardest points because it's where you can lose the attention of your kids if it's not smooth, especially in younger kids. And so anything that we do that is nutritious, cheap, fast, and easy and doesn't take a whole lot of prep from mom is pretty much a win. Okay, so number 2 is going to be very similar. This is nachos. So again, very similar idea. Sheet pan, parchment paper, put down your chips, salsa, cheese, beans. If you have meat that you want to throw on there, you're welcome to throw it on there. If you have beans that you want to throw on there, throw it on there and put it under the broiler until it melts. And anyone who likes nachos, like my kids love nachos, it is always a treat for them to have nachos, and they love them. So, and honestly, it takes me less than 10 minutes to make, assemble, and then everyone just eats off the sheet pan and then pulls it off as they want. And it really is even a no mess, because with that parchment paper, I take it, I crumble it up and throw it away, and it's gone. So super easy. It costs about a bag of chips. So I just went to the store, bought chips for like $3.50. We go to Costco, but if you're getting a regular salsa, it might take like 1 can of salsa and then whatever cheese and then whatever toppings that you have. So it's really inexpensive, especially if you are feeding a large family. Okay, number 3 is something we're actually doing tonight for dessert, but can totally be done for lunch, is fruit parfaits. Now, yogurt is a little bit more pricey. Now, normally we go up to Azure Standard, but if you have an Instapot and a gallon of milk, you can also make a huge amount of yogurt. If you have yogurt with active cultures and an Instapot and a gallon of milk, you can actually make your own yogurt. Now, I did not do this, but I just went to the store and picked up yogurt, but I have made yogurt before, but not this time. And a little bit of granola, whether it's homemade or store-bought, and whatever fruit is in season. So today I went to the store and I picked up some strawberries, a pint of organic strawberries for about $3.99, and I am going to cut them up with some bananas, which is going to cost me like 30 cents for a banana or something like that, and then chop it up, drizzle a little bit of honey, maybe put a little chocolate chips on there for my kids, and we are going to have a fruit parfait. Now, obviously, if you're doing it for lunch, you may want to add things like nuts, pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, anything like that to just bulk up the protein. But it's very, very quick to assemble. You can even get your kids involved, and it's a fun lunch that you can do. Okay, number 4 is something that you need to prep ahead if you want to do this, and I'll actually show you my prep ahead, and I can actually link the video and the recipe to Farmhouse on Boone sourdough pizza crust. You don't have to do sourdough. Now, we make sourdough a lot, but it's not something that you have to do. But what I will do is, in my really big mixing bowl, is I will make like a quadruple batch of sourdough pizza. And I'll go ahead and let it do its ferment, and then I will put it in individual bags, or I will put it in a bag that contains 4 pizza crusts. And all I have to do is roll it out, put some, I actually like using tomato paste, even though some people might think that's yucky, but it doesn't make my pizza soggy. So little olive oil, a little tomato paste, and some cheese, and under the broiler with whatever toppings, or under the bake setting in your oven, whatever toppings you want, or you can even put it on the grill, and that's it. And lunch is served. Now, what I like to do is do a big batch and sit it in the refrigerator and then pull it out for it to set out for the rest of the day until it rises, and roll it out, assemble it, and it is done. And it's not that expensive. So because I do sourdough, it's really like flour, water, and oil, and I think that's it. And then the tomato paste and cheese, and then whatever toppings we want to put on. Okay, number 5 is something that will take a little bit more prep work, but it can be done pretty simply. And that is put a chicken in the crock pot or the Instapot, or you can roast it on, throw it on a sheet pan with a little olive oil and shove it under. And then once it's done, shred the chicken, add whatever barbecue sauce or whatever kind of sauce you want, and add it to your sandwich. And it is the easiest shredded chicken sandwich you could even think about. And my children absolutely love it. I'll add an onion or some green onions or something like that, and it's cheap. And honestly, it's good. We add like a Japanese barbecue sauce sometimes, or you can add like a sweet barbecue sauce. But either way, it's a really affordable and quick option to get lunch on the table in a matter of really minutes. You just shred it, add your sauce, throw it on whatever bread you are using. We use homemade sourdough bread, but I bulk batch them. Normally at the beginning of the week, I'll be probably putting on a recipe for bulk batch bread, probably tonight, and probably some bagels or something like that. And along this line, if you have homemade bread, or if you are even buying store-bought bread, this can turn into a variation of, you could do shredded chicken sandwiches, you could do avocado toast, which could be as simple as some guacamole or some avocados with some everything bagel seasoning. You can get so creative with sandwiches. I know that a lot of people don't necessarily maybe think of sandwiches as an option as much anymore, but I was just at the store and 4 Uncrustables were on sale for like $3.99, but they're normally like $4.50 or something for 4 sandwiches. And I can do that cheaper at the house. In fact, there is a little cutter you can get on Amazon if your kids don't like the crust or something like that, that you can make your own Uncrustables. Me and a friend actually got together and did that, and it was actually good, but they didn't last very long. I don't even think they made it to the freezer. But that's even something you could do. If you wanted to take some peanut butter and some jelly and put it on some homemade bread or even store-bought bread and get a little cutter, you could make your own Uncrustables. Okay, so if you've hung around this long, I will tell you something that I really enjoy and that we came up with is making our own tea. Now, I order from Azure Standard. Some people might not. But we ordered about a pound of peppermint, and I think I just ordered a pound of yerba mate, if I'm correct. But we ordered like a 4-ounce yerba mate. And 1 teaspoon of yerba mate and 1 teaspoon of peppermint steeped in water for tea. And if you add a little maple syrup to it, it is absolutely delicious. And this tea really does not cost a lot of money. I'll actually put the total up here of how much it costs per serving after I do all of the math. And it is a wonderful mom pick-me-up during the day. It's very inexpensive. My husband loves it, and it's got some good health benefits too. So I hope you enjoy the practical of today, where I can just break down quick and simple meals that me and my family do in order for us to be able to make transitions pretty smooth. Oh, and don't forget leftovers. Leftovers are a very unglorified part, but man, use up those leftovers that you have. It is the time that you are your own best meal prepper. And you've already prepped the meal. Just go ahead and heat it and give it to the kids and yourself, and it will, one night of leftovers won't kill you. But yes, that is something that we also enjoy. Well, I'm going to go join my kids for burritos and, Lord willing, fruit parfaits as we watch a movie. And yeah, so I hope you have a wonderful night. God bless and have a great day.